Does anybody know why Leslie wanted to meet us here?
She said she had a great idea, but wouldn't say what it was.
She just said she wanted to meet us here.
It's cold. I hope she gets here soon.
Hey girls,
What's with you?
I had a great idea for that book report we gotta do.
Why are you dressed like that?
Yeah, what's up?
I thought we could make a video book report.
What do you mean?
I'm dressed as Evelyn because I thought we could go around to different parts of the city and I'd talk about the way things were and what she would have seen.
Oh, you mean see the city through Evelyn's eyes?
Sure.
So that's why you're dressed like that.
Yeah, this is the way Ev would have dressed. What do you think? I'll be her. Who wants to operate the camera?
Think we can do this?
I've studied the book and I know we can pull it off. What about you guys?
Sounds good to me. I'll work the camera.
Is it charged up?
Yeah, I'm all ready to go.
So where do we begin?
Right here. Abby, you stand over there and start the camera when I'm ready. That's good.
Okay guys, quiet while I'm recording. Are you ready?
Yep, start her up.
Okay, action.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. It's December 1942. In Europe, there's a war going on with Germany. My dad's fighting in North Africa, and I found out last week that he's missing in action. I'm really worried about him. I'm in Bannerman Park in the city of St. John's, Newfoundland. I live just over there. I had a frightening experience here a short while ago. One night, our housemaid Millie was going to visit a friend who lives over there on Circular Road. She had just broken up with her boyfriend Jerry and wanted to get out of the house for an evening. I'm glad she broke up with him. He was aggressive and mean, and I didn't trust him. I was worried about Jerry going after her because I knew he didn't want to break up. So that night, I wanted to make sure Millie made it safely to her friend's house, so I decided to follow her. I went into the park, and it was totally dark, and I ran into Jerry. They don't turn on the streetlights because of the war. They call it the blackout. The lights would be a target for enemy planes. It's safer if they can't see the city at all. Anyway, Jerry was over there and he began to come towards me. As he was coming, I noticed a couple walking. I screamed. He hesitated and stopped. Because my house is so close, I knew I'd be able to escape and make it home safely.
Okay, cut. Where to next?
Let's go up the street. I want to show you Ev's house. Here it is.
Hey, look, it is really close to the park.
That's how Ev knew she could get away from Jerry.
I can see why Ev would want to follow Millie into the park. During the blackout, it'd be fairly dark.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to see very far at all.
Interesting.
That house is huge.
Yeah.
I guess the reason they could probably afford it was because Ev's grandfather was a doctor.
They're lucky they had enough room for Ev and her mom after her dad left for war.
Where to now?
Let's go over to Rawlings Cross. There's something I'd like to show you.
What's that?
Ugh, come on. This statue was created by Luke Boykov. It's meant to represent all young girls going to school in this area. I bet you didn't know the model for this statue is Ilyana Boykov, a former student of McDonald Drive Junior High.
No, I didn't know.
Hey, she's wearing the same kind of uniform that Ev would have worn.
Where to next?
The Battery, let's go. Let's stop here for a minute. All right, Abby, get ready to start the camera.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
This is the Colonial Building. It's where the government's House of Assembly is located. Back in the 1930s, there was a really big riot here. The Prime Minister, Sir Richard Squires, was practically chased out of the building. Luckily, though, I don't think anyone got hurt.
Okay, cut.
All right, girls, let's go off to the Battery. You ready to go?
Yeah, action.
This is known as the Waldegrave Battery. It was built in 1796 and used till the First World War to guard the harbor entrance. Right now, the city is in danger from submarine attack. Ships leave in large groups called convoys to deliver war supplies to Europe. Just off to the left is what's known as Chain Rock. See the little lighthouse? From this rock, they've attached steel nets across the Narrows to keep the German subs and their torpedoes from getting into the harbor. Look there, you can see the concrete gun batteries on Signal Hill and others across the harbor at Fort Amherst. Just over there is the boathouse where my friend Peter is helping a family friend work on a fishing boat. The friend's name is Chess, and he is a real father figure to Peter. Chess is trying to teach me to carve things out of wood. I'm trying, but I'm really not that good at it. Peter and I spend a lot of time here. It's really helped to develop a close friendship with him.
Okay, got it.
What's next?
Let's check out Water Street.
Hey, let's stop here for a minute. I want to show you guys the War Memorial. Ready, Abby?
Okay, go.
This is the War Memorial, built to honor the soldiers who fought in the First World War. It was unveiled on July 1st, 1924. It is the most elaborate post-World War I monument in all of Newfoundland. On November 11th, everybody comes here for the Remembrance Day ceremonies. It'll be more important when this war is over. I sure hope Dad'll be okay.
Okay, that was good. We should probably move on now.
Where to now? The courthouse. Let's go.
I wonder how many of these buildings still look like they did in the war.
Yeah, a lot of them look really old.
Yeah, they sure do.
Do you remember in the book when they said that the soldiers were fighting at night and they kept breaking all the windows?
Yeah, they had to board them up because they couldn't afford to replace them.
Whoa, these steps are steep.
I guess that's why Ev didn't want Peter and Mrs. Bursey to have to walk up them, so she got her grandfather to bring the car down around.
You ready, Abby?
Go!
These are the Courthouse Steps. They serve as a pathway between Water Street and Duckworth Street. During the 19th century, this area was a produce market. Let's go up to the top. There's something I want to show you. Look over here. In 1835, this is where the gallows were built. Get ready to film this, Abby.
Yeah, action.
In 1835, this is where the gallows were. The last public hanging in all of Newfoundland took place here. John Flood was hung for robbing the St. John's Portugal Cove stagecoach.
Okay, cut.
Come on, let's go see where Ev went to school.
This used to be the public health clinic in the library.
That's where Peter and Ev met that Saturday morning.
Yeah. Hey, I bet this is where Holloway School was.
You're right on. Ready, Abby?
Yep.
Holloway School is where Peter and I go. The girls and the boys each have their own entrance. Girls on the left, boys on the right. A lot of the schools in the city are only for girls or only for boys. We're lucky to be mixed. It helps making friends a lot easier. That's how I met Peter.
Okay, got it.
Let's head up to Harvey Road.
Just take a look at the harbor.
Can you imagine what it was like during the war? All those ships and men going into battle? It was really busy with all that convoy traffic.
I wonder how many people sailed through the Narrows and never returned.
Too many.
Does anyone know why there's a cross over there?
That's the monument of the Knights of Columbus fire. Let's go. The building is where Tim Hortons is.
Interesting.
The Knights of Columbus hostel is where Tim Hortons is now.
I bet the people who come here for their morning coffee don't even realize that so many died here. Get the camera ready, Abby.
Yep, I got it here.
The Knights of Columbus is where they hold dances. On December 12th, there was a really big fire here and 99 people died. Millie was going to go to the dance that night, but she stayed home because we had just found out that Dad was missing in action. She wanted to stay home and make sure we were okay. It's funny, it's kind of like Dad saved her. The fire was tragic for a number of reasons. The building was made of wood. The windows were boarded up because of the blackout, and the doors opened inward, which prevented people from getting out. So sad.
Okay, I got it. It must have been awful.
It had to be.
I'm glad I wasn't there. Where to next?
I think we're all finished. We should go back to the park now.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, last scene. Start her up.
Okay, go.
Our journey has come full circle. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look into my world. Times are different now because of the war. I hope it ends soon and things get better. But who knows when that'll be. Well, now it's time for me to go. I'll see you in another time.
Whoa!
Where'd she go?
Who knows? Was she even here?
At least we have something for the book report.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't believe I canceled a date for this.
You got a date?
Yes, I did.